Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of DateShip. This is the 34th episode of DateShip. Today we'll be talking about a really tough and painful situation. When a woman discovers our partner has been unfaithful and the immediate anger is directed not just at him but the other woman. If you've been through this, your feelings are completely valid. Today's live stream, today's video, for those that will be watching the video later, is not about judgment. It's about understanding. Thank you for everyone joining us live. And a big shout out to those that will watch our video later. The topic for today is She Stole My Man. Why do we blame other women and how we can heal from the pain? This is a painful pattern many of us have experienced or even participated in. Let's be honest. So today we want to explore the why behind it, the damage it causes, and how we can move towards a supportive and accountability. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for joining. So the question to ask our viewers today, the question for the audience and those that will watch the video later is, we have 3 questions for you guys. Number 1, for those of you who have been through this, what was the hardest part about holding your partner primarily accountable? What is the most difficult part in you holding your partner accountable? The second question is, how can we as a society shift the narrative from female rivalry in these situations? And what is the healthy way to process the anger that we feel towards the other party? Yes. So today we want to look at how to solve this problem, how to solve this issue. Oftentimes people say, oh, she snatched my man, she snatched my man, she snatched my man. And then we blame the other woman. Women will always blame the other women for this. Okay? Now, today, how can we heal? How can we heal from this pain? How do we heal from this pain? We are going to explore today why this happens. Why is it sometimes easier to blame the other girl than to hold the cheating husband fully accountable? The subject is, she stole my man. She stole my man. Why we blame other women and how to heal. Thank you, Zarek. So, she stole my man. Oftentimes when our spouses cheat on us, we always blame the other woman. We always blame the other woman for it. So, why do we blame other women? That's the subject for today. And how can we heal from this pain? So if you've been in such a situation, please feel free to join us live. Okay, that's your problem to handle. You got yourself into the into it in the first place. So that's your problem to handle. Okay? I'm sure we are sure you did it because you thought you are up to the task. So it's your problem. You solve it yourself. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. So yes, why do we blame the other girl? Well, one of them is 16. Okay, that's your problem to deal with. Okay, let's focus on today's topic. She stole my man. Why we always blame the other woman or other women, and how to heal from this pain. How to heal from this pain. So why is it easier for us sometimes or many times to blame the other girl than to hold the cheating husband fully accountable? Let's keep this conversation respectful. Let's try to stay on the topic, okay? Let's try to, Zarek, let's stay on today's topic. If you want, you can send us your complaint, your issue. You can send us an email, and next episode we can actually treat this particular issue you have brought on today. So for today, please, let's stay on the topic. Let's be respectful in our conversations. We are here to discuss a pattern, not to attack individuals. So let's avoid negative words, okay? Let's avoid, if you want to share, please also avoid using real names, okay? Let's avoid, and that goes to me too, because I'm always hitting the nail on the head. So I also need to also try to not use real names and not to use real situations and not to give, I'll try not to give details. I'm telling myself actually to try not to give details. So Zarek, please, let's stay on the topic for today. Your topic can actually be addressed next week or another time. Okay? Thank you for understanding. So why do we blame other girls for cheating with our spouses, with our partners? Okay, so why it happens? Let's look at the reasons women blame other women. Okay, let's look at the reasons women blame other women. Okay, and this will make me, I need to do this now. So let's, yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. So we want to look at some of the reasons why things like this happen. Okay, if you also want to share, please go ahead and share your ideas with us, your opinion. Why do you think women blame other women? Why do you think women blame other women? So, psychologically, it's devastating to accept that the person you love and trust most has consciously chosen to hurt you. Thereby, blaming an external home wrecker is always less world-shattering than admitting that your own partner is actually the wrecker of your home. It's very easy. You don't want to accept it that it's actually your partner that is wrecking your home, or that has wrecked your home, or that will wreck your home. You always want to point the accusing fingers to people outside your home. So it's very easy, and it's a psychological issue. Number two, the tangible targets. Now, other women is often a stranger or an acquaintance, a clear external target for rage. The husband is part of your life, your home, your finances. You understand? So directing your anger, your pain at him is more complicated and frightening. So thereby it's very easy to attack or accuse an external factor. The third point is media, religion, folklore. They have seen women as seductress. You see, the media has projected women, especially the other woman, as a seductress. So other women, they are generally seen. Once that person is single, except for these days that we are actually having more married women, these days we have more married women in this act even than the singles. Well, the singles are still doing it, but we have more married women also. Thank you for the likes. Please keep it coming. We now have more married women cheating, with another married man. So there are more married women now, in this external relationship with other married men. Okay? And the single girls, eyes have always been on the single girls as a seductress. Single girls, in fact, saying this now reminds me of something that happened a couple of years ago, where I went to a party with one of my younger girls, a younger friend. I went to a party with a younger friend, and at that party, I was with my friends, my male friends. We were together with my other male friends. And when the wife of the celebrant came to say hello to us at the table, she looked at the younger friend in a very bad way. And I could tell what was on her mind as a fellow woman. Hello, Adam. I could tell what was on her mind as a fellow woman. She was probably thinking, oh, the younger girl was there to seduce the men at the table. Not thinking, well, they wouldn't actually think about it because, religion, media has always projected women, especially younger ones, as homewrecker. They have seen them. Look at the story of Eve in the Bible, for example. Look at the story of Delilah. They have painted women as temptresses who lead otherwise good men astray. So women are seen as the snake that lead their good husbands astray. This narrative has actually let men off the hook. So they don't see men as the wrongdoer. Instead, they see the women, who usually are always younger women, if not even prettier women, as the problem. Let's look at social conditioning also. Female rivalry. Hello, surprise. Thank you for joining. So, female rivalry. We are often socialized to see other women as competition for male attention. We see other women as competition for male attention, resources, and validation. Infidelity is the ultimate manifestation of that competition. I'm good, Kelvin. Thanks for joining. And hope you're fine too. Okay. So where were we? Yeah, so as I was saying, women often see other women as rivals. even when they did not do anything to them. Like something that had happened to me also before, but not me. It was a younger friend that I took that went to a party with me. And seeing that girl, seeing the lady alone created rivalry between the girl and the other women, even without knowing her at all. They don't even know her from Adam, but they already saw her as a rival. Me, that I was there, they did not see me as a rival because they felt, okay, I'm matured, but she is younger. She is the one that is there to seduce their men, which wasn't the case at all. Again, the good woman versus bad woman dichotomy. Now, the wives have positioned themselves as the good woman or good women. They are faithful, they are moral, they don't wrong. They are the one that have wronged. Thank you for the likes. Please keep it coming. Okay, I will bring you up. Just give me some time, okay? Let's round up on this topic. Then I'll bring you up for you to participate. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. So while the other woman is the bad one, the other women are the immoral ones. They are the predators. They are the ones coming to snatch, take away what belongs to them. And with this kind of mindset, it protects their self-identity. The third one is that it has lowered expectations of men. It has lowered the expectations of men. So men are like that. He couldn't help himself. They often give excuses for the men. They often give excuses for the men. I've heard it several times where is the wife of a cheating husband that is actually protecting her man. Na him dey cheat o, na you dey beg. Is your husband that has wronged you, but you are the one still begging and still apologizing to this man. And this happens oftentimes when the man is actually a narcissist. If you believe men have less self-control, then the woman who tempted him bears more responsibility. So they believe that men they don't have self-control. So it's always the other woman that tempted their men and made their men hijinks and make their men, to do that. Let's look at the practical fear factor. Let's look at the practical fear factor. Avoiding consequences. Thank you for the likes, please. Thank you. Keep it coming so that it can also reach the right people to join the program. We often avoid consequences. So confronting the other woman might feel safer than confronting a husband we depend on emotionally, financially, or even as a co-parent. The stakes feel lower when we confront the other woman than confronting our husbands. Another point is preserving the relationship. If we blame the other woman, we can frame it as an external attack on our relationship than overcoming it together. Let me take that again. If she, the person that is being cheated upon, the wife, if she blames the other woman, then she can frame it as an external attack. So the other woman is seen as the external attack to their relationship, to her relationship. That she and her partner, who is the cheat, can overcome together. If she blames him, it is a fundamental betrayal from within. So she will rather attack an outsider for the problem her husband is giving her in the house, or for the problem her husband brought into the house, than to attack the husband in the house that has truly caused the problem. Now let's look at the problem with this pattern. So hello, Imosh. Thanks for joining. So, the person who broke the vows, the trust, and the commitment. I'm fine, thank you, Sila. How are you too? The person who broke the vows, who broke the trust, and the commitment faces diminished consequences. The primarily accountability lies with the person who was in the committed relationship. It reinforces the idea that women are responsible for men's behavior. You know, when we blame other women for the fault of the man, these are what we are encouraging. We are only saying that the woman is responsible for the man's behavior and that women are each other's enemies. When in the actual fact, women are not each other's enemy. In my own opinion, hi Mohammed, in my own opinion, and this mentality also hinders healing. The true healing from betrayal requires addressing the source of the betrayal. Now, focusing on the other woman is a distraction from the necessary and painful work of dealing with the partner's action. How can we move forward from these situations? How do we move forward? So let's look at actionable perspectives. Yes, I'm married. Actionable perspectives and possible solutions to these issues. Number one, redirecting accountability. Now, women, we need to hold the men accountable, 100% responsible for his vows. She is responsible for her own actions. That is the outside factor, is responsible for her actions. But your man is also responsible for his own action. Is your man that made a vow to you? Is your man that made a commitment to you? Then why holding another person responsible for your husband's action? Number two, let's channel the anger constructively. The energy spent hating the other woman is energy that could be spent on therapy or legal counsel or even self-care or even deciding the future of the relationship. Instead of channeling our anger, the pain on another woman, let's channel it on ourselves, on self-care, on how to solve the problem we have at hand. Number 3 of the way forward is the power of women solidarity. Now, imagine a world where the default response is to hold the man accountable, and in some cases, even extend empathy to the other woman who may have also been lied and manipulated to. You see, when I see and hear how furious women are, how angered they are at the other women who usually are younger girls, it baffles me. Why does it baffle me? It baffles me because I've once been in that position. Some of these men would lie to these girls that they are single. Some of these men will lie to these girls that they and their wives, they are just married, but there's nothing between them anymore, that they're just living partner because of the children. Apart from lying to these women, some of them harass them, some of them intimidate them, coerce them. In the case of house help, for example, I also marvel at how women hold house helps responsible for the infidelity of their husbands. I don't want to judge. I'm not judging. I'm just like, you don't know what the man has told this girl. Don't forget, this girl is coming from a poor background. The man could have, and even some of these men actually have forceful entry on these younger ones, on these girls. So one of the way forward is actually to have the power of female solidarity. Let's put ourselves in the other woman's shoes for once or for a minute and think it through. Some of these girls might feel they don't even want to destroy your home. Some might have the courage to tell you about it. But even when they told some women, when they tell some women about it, they still hold these girls accountable. Some of these girls don't want to lose their jobs. But let it not sound like I'm protecting or defending these girls. Another way forward is to focus on the core issue. Now, the core issue here is not another woman, because as far as we are concerned, there can be many other women. There can be 1, 2, 3, 4 other women. So it's a breach of trust within the relationship. The solution, whether it's reconciliation or separation, must address that core breach. And this has nothing to do with the other woman. It has everything to do with you and your partner. How far, Mishishi Mama? I'm good. Abihiran English. Okay. I don't understand what that is. Yeah. So do we have anyone live willing to share any experience on this topic? Do we have anyone willing to share any experience with us? Do we have anyone? Willing to share anything? Any experience? Do you have any experience on today's topic? I personally don't believe that any woman can snatch any woman can snatch another woman's husband. I personally don't believe it. A man that is snatched was already on his way out. And I believe that that is what women should focus on. Women should rather focus more on the problem. Let's look at hypothetical cases. Let's say the other woman has no idea he was married. Will that change the dynamic of the blame? Because many times they blame the girls that, oh, she knows he's married, she knows he's married. In fact, I even heard that some girls they prefer to date married men than single guys because they know that the married women spend more money on them. Now, I don't know if I should say this, but what brought about this topic actually was something I saw on the social media recently. When a preacher said she had to slap a girl in her church for chasing after a married man. Come on, guys. Do girls really chase after men? Or is the men that chase after the women? Chase after them? And even if these girls chase after these men, is saying no difficult for the men? Or can the men report it to their wife? Like, Yalagbaja, help me. This girl no allow me rest. And then you can know that, yes, truly you are not interested. That all you are looking for is solution. And she said she had to slap the girl. Madam, it's because that girl is in your church. The one with the office, you go office, go slap her. Or the girl he goes to the hostel to see. Thank you. Or the one he goes to the hostel to see. Will you go and slap them there? How many women, how many side chicks do you want to fight with? How many side chicks do you want to fight with? Now, what if the other woman was a close, now this one bad pass. What if the other woman was a close friend? How does that change things? Now this one bad pass. Say, your friend snatch your man. Now that one bad pass. How would you handle that situation? There's no how to handle that kind of situation. It's betrayal on both sides. It's betrayal on both sides. Now, thank you for the roses. Keep it coming, please. Thank you, Sebastian, for the rose. Thank you for the gifts. Hello, Miriam. Is that Miriam? Empty Miriam. Hi. So, the goal of this conversation isn't to tell anyone how to feel, really. Your anger is very valid. Uh, your anger, your pain is actually valid. But it's actually to ask ourselves, who does this anger ultimately serve? Does it protect you, or does it protect the person who actually betrayed you? Let's think on this. Now, by shifting the focus of accountability back to where it primarily belongs, you not only empower yourself, but also break a cycle that has pitted women against each other for far too long. Back then, when I was in Nigeria in the churches, you see how married women just hate on single girls. They just unnecessarily hate on single girls. They don't hate on me, oh. They can't even try it with me. But I've heard of cases, I've also seen of cases where a particular single girl was being corrected on her dressing over and over and over again. And her dressing, there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. But because of her beauty, the women believes that she was actually after their husbands in the church. So I'm going to say to the married women, let the single girls breathe. Let them breathe. Don't shift the blame. Focus on the real problem. Okay, why is this man looking elsewhere? I think what women should focus on should actually be their men. And take serious decisions. Do you want to continue in that marriage? Is it breakup that is the next thing? You take the decision. You know, if not for social media now that is exposing many women, some years ago, many married women, they always go fight girls now. In fact, I've even heard one woman of God say that time that because there was this issue in the church where a particular young lady was accused of dating a deacon in the church, which wasn't true. At the end of the day, it wasn't true. What happened was that the deacon helped the lady to get a job, and they were working in the same company, and the man was always giving the young lady, the lady, a ride, and the wife was uncomfortable about it. Now, instead of the wife to ask the husband and warn the husband, because it's the husband that will tell the girl that I cannot give you a ride anymore. Now, she came to church to actually I'll call it disgrace herself, because when it was investigated, the man and the girl were not dating. And then I heard another minister actually say that time, what I'm talking about now happened about 15-20 years ago. What is 15 years ago? 20-25 years ago. That is not that one that that woman came to do. That she will deal with any young girl in the church who tries to seduce their husbands, seduce her own husband. As young as I was, even back then, I knew that statement was wrong. As young as I was, I knew it was a wrong statement. It was a wrong move, especially for a woman of God. There was also a case that I was handling at one time also. And this wife was really defending her husband that is the other woman that was the problem. She was the devil coming to her home to break her home. From my mind, like, believe whatever you want to believe. Your husband is a saint. The other woman is the devil that wants to break your home. By the time women's perspective, on this thing changes, by the time we pour anger on the right person, I want to believe that is when we'll have a proper solution, a permanent solution to this situation at hand. So, I want to thank everyone for joining us on this show. Please be kind to yourself and see you next time.